Thank you. Ease on down that road, no matter what the road is. Okay. Sorry. We're going to shine our lights this morning, so stand up. Let everybody know you're awake. We're not going to sing about awake. We're going to shine this big light of ours. No little lights. This big light of ours. Here we go. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine.
Hello, I'm your service leader, Mabry Salmon. Welcome to everyone here at Unity of Bloomington, those who are here in the chapel and online. If you are new to us, please fill out one of the blue visitor forms in the pocket of the chair in front of you with your first impressions. Prayer request forms are also available in the pocket. Both of these forms may be dropped into the offering bags as they are passed later in the service. I have a few announcements. If you want to know what is happening here at Unity, I invite you to check out our newsletter and our monthly calendar, which is on the table in the lobby, as well as our Facebook and Instagram accounts. A couple of quick reminders. The next two fundraising events are both next Saturday, April 18th, a spring hike at McCormick's Creek State Park hosted by Shira Perry, and children are free. And there is only one spot still open for an elegant bourbon and food pairing dinner with Reverend Manassa and Kathy Kinsman. John Capio will be available to pray with you after the service as our prayer chaplain today. There is also choir practice after the service today. Everyone is invited to join us. Our theme for April is Sacred Transformation. I invite everyone to join us in the speaking affirmation. Together, I release the old and rise into new possibilities. I am renewed and transformed. The Christ within me rises with wisdom, love, and power. I invite the congregation to stand if comfortable and sing with us.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us, that can't be undone. I choose love.
present. It's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one loving family, sharing one son. I choose love. I choose love. Peace for our planet is growing because I choose love. Let love be present. It's what we're made of. I choose love. We are all part of each other. We are one. One choice unites us. Let this be the one. I choose love. I choose love. I choose love.
Welcome, everyone. I'm so happy to be up here in front of you all this morning, and even more happy to have my daughter Mabry up here as my service leader this morning. Can we give her a hand? You're very brave, Mabry, and you're doing a great job. And just anybody else that feels a little bit nervous about things that you can or can't do, you know, there you go. You can, and you're called to. So I see that love in each and every one of you. Phyllis, that's one of my absolute favorite songs. So I was so delighted when I saw it on the service order today. I was like, all right, that's a great one. And so it's so easy for me to get up here and see all of your loving faces and to truly, truly see the Christ within each and every one of you. I'm so blessed and so grateful to be here this morning as a speaker today. So with that, all the kids, you're now free to go on downstairs. And for the rest of us, this is our namaste moment. Namaste. You're free to move around and greet each other. As we settle back into our seats, just want you to sit with that knowing of seeing the Christ in everyone and that acknowledgement of the Christ within each and every one of us. As we sit here today and are reminded of that, let's sit in that place where we are connected with God and each other. Without a doubt, that is the absolute truth. Sit in that feeling, that powerful feeling of love that radiates out from each and every one of us. We are connected. Our love shines bright out into the world, and it ripples out and it makes an impact. It makes such a big impact on the world. The world needs us, and it is calling us to share that love, to share that Christ consciousness, and to see it not only in each other, the people that look like us or act like us or think like us that are in the center. Those are the easy ones. We have to find that place of love for the rest of humanity, for the rest of the world, as it so desperately reaches out for healing and comfort. We are that light. That healing light fills us and sustains us as we go out into the world to do our work. And so it is.
Okay, this next song is Call and Response, and we haven't done it in a while. So Dan and I are going to lead the call. The rest of the music team is going to lead you in the response. If you want to stand and be the light.
I am a light. I am a light. I am a light. I am a light. In this world. In this world. In this world. I am a light. I am a light. I am a light. I am a light. In this world. In this world. This is the place. This is the place. This is the time. This is the time. Let it shine. Let it shine. I live in love every day. 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 Spreading peace along the way. 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 Right time. Right time. Right place. Right place. Living love every day. Right time. Right time. Right place. Right place. Living love every day.
Today's inspirational reading is the book I Am Love by Susan Verde. When I see someone going through a storm of hurt and unfairness, of anger and sadness, when the sun disappears and the skies grow dark, and I see there is fear, I ask myself, what can I do to help let the light back in? I put my hands on my heart and listen, and that is where I find the answer. I have compassion. I act with tenderness. I am love. I can listen and not say a word. I can be there. Love is being present. I can hug and hold and say, everything will be all right. Love is comfort. I can speak softly and choose my words and actions carefully. Love is gentle. I can give thanks for all I have, and I am able to share. Love is gratitude. I can keep my mind and body safe and healthy. Love is taking care of me. I can express what's most important to me. Love is creative. I can know that no one is perfect. Love is understanding. I can do my best to make things better when something is wrong. Love is effort. I can celebrate those I've loved before. Love is remembering. I can find goodness in a kind word, a helping hand, or a shared smile. Love is tiny gestures. I can breathe in the air that the whole world shares, and all creatures are made from the very same stardust. Love is connection. When the clouds roll in for others and for me, I know now there is something I can do. I can let my heart lead the way. I am love. You are love. We are love. And with love, we will weather the storm and light up the sky together. That's it.
a storm, keep your chin up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, and though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone.
Well, here I am again trying to follow up Dan, and that's never a position that I like to find myself in, but I am very appreciative that we have such great gifts and talents in our choir, and that our board president Dan is so willing to share his musical talents with us. Yeah, Phyllis does such a great job putting the music together for these services. It's such a nice thing that I don't have to think about it, and she just takes it and puts something so beautiful together. So I am so grateful for that. And I'm also so grateful for all of you being here today, and feel a lot of pressure being here as Manasseh has continued to bring the energy and life and vibrancy into this congregation. It's growing, and we're seeing new faces, and I'm so grateful to be a part of that, and I feel immense pressure standing up here in her stead today. But she's on vacation. She's getting some much well-deserved vacation time and having fun, hopefully down in New Orleans. So we'll be ready for her whenever she's back. But I just wanted to thank Reverend Manasseh, if you're watching, for your message last week. It really met me where I needed it most. You see, the last couple weeks, I would say I spent leading up to Easter in a bit of a funk, I guess you could call it, or you might call it depression, because that's what it felt like. And it's a feeling I think that far too many of us are far too familiar with. And the world can be hard, and it can feel bad, and bad things can happen to good people for no reason at all. That's the mindset I found myself in for the month or so leading up to the Easter service. You see, our dog Oakley, he passed away 4 days after his 12th birthday last month, and we got him when he was a puppy, and we spent 12 years with him, and I thought foolishly that, well, I've been through death. My dad passed, and I can handle this. Well, not so much. I struggled, and I don't know how I could have thought anything other. It literally it's a spirit that I spent 12 years of my life with every day, and he was in the center of it all. He demanded to be. He was an Australian shepherd, and he inserted himself into the middle of everything that we did. He didn't have anything to herd, so he just made do with us. So obviously our family was devastated by that. Monica's in tears up here, and I'm trying to hold it together. But, that really was hard, and it continues to be hard. And not long after that, I went into work, and we had a big meeting, and my company announced that they were laying off 400 employees at the Bloomington site, and 400 people whose lives are going to be impacted, and including some who I looked in the face when they were hired, and I told them, this is a new place. What happened at the last one in the last company, that's different now. This is a new place, and they don't do that kind of thing. And it hurts even more because some of these people had been laid off in the past by the same site, different company name. But, I looked these people in the face, and I had to live with that. As I told them, this is a good place to be. This is, growing, and there's a lot of opportunity here. And they believed me, because I believed it. And so that's hard, and that hurts. And I'm not telling you any of this because I want your sympathy. I'm just telling you this because it's a normal human experience, and one that I'm sure many of you in this room can relate to similar feelings. That's the call that draws us together in this place. That powerful magnetism exists at Unity of Bloomington because that's what we fill this place with. We've come in seeking, and we leave with an abundance of love. And I promise you, Reverend Manasseh didn't put me up to this, but today's talk will be a bit of a Unity testimonial from your board vice president. So that being said, that energy that Manasseh brought last week, I know you felt it, I felt it. It's a strong unity energy. It's powerful. That's strong unity energy, but I think something hits a little bit differently about that Easter energy because that's kind of a universal thread that connects us with traditional Christianity as well as many other faith practices throughout the world and throughout history. Divine birth and rebirth stories are found time and again throughout history and across the world. And traditional Christianity really kind of boiled it down to two holy seasons, Advent and Lent. And I suppose, I'm not sure why that was, I guess because Jesus can only be born and die and born again once in a calendar year. So one birth, one death, one resurrection, that's it. That's what we get. But I think it's important to point out that the birth of Jesus was not the same as the birth of mankind or humanity. That was a lot earlier. And I've spoken about that in the past, about the creation story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. And I'm not going to rehash that entire discussion today, but I think it's worth mentioning. And it leads us back to Jesus. So when Eve and Adam ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, duality was born. We became knowledgeable of our bodies, felt shame, and we felt separation from God. And for a long time, we chose to believe the myth that we were separate from God. But deep down, I think we longed for a different reality, and some would say that we still are longing for that. But with the season of Advent, we emerge from the darkness literally and figuratively, we emerge from the darkness with hope. The Christ consciousness is born into the world, and that's where Jesus comes back in, Son of God, but Son of God in the sense that we are all sons and daughters of God. We are all connected with that divine light, that divine energy. But Jesus' birth represented a new way of thinking, a different way of thinking that bring us back into connection with Source. And it's important to remember that we are light, and we come out of the darkness and emerge into the light because we are light and we are connected with Source at all times. And all it takes to reconnect with that is a shift in consciousness. Now, for Easter, this is an interesting one for Unity because we believe in Master Teacher Jesus as the great way shower. And in traditional Christianity, this is the important part about Jesus. He died for your sins. I mean, that comes with a lot of shame and guilt built into that statement. And it's been beaten into the heads of so many across the world, but especially this country. And hiding behind a judgmental and conditional God has caused a lot of church hurt for a lot of people. And that's real. And you don't have to look far to see the harm that it's caused and continues to cause today. But to hide behind the death of Jesus and to boil his life down to just one terrible day, I think is also to cheapen the great lessons and the lasting legacy of hope that he actually left behind. Now, Lent is a season of fasting, prayer, meditation, affirmations, and denials. You get some of that in Advent as well, but Lent really seems to drive it home. For me especially, it's always a great annual reset because football is kind of behind us and the holidays are also behind us, so I start to become a little bit more self-aware of my thoughts and my body and the things that I'm doing to those or distracting myself from and kind of snap back into reality. But I feel that urge to kind of pay attention to my mind and body again as the earth starts to wake up a little bit and come alive. And it's a great opportunity to be more present, and it's a great feeling that climax is on Easter Sunday. But what was all that prep work for? You know, what does Easter mean for Unity? Well, metaphysically, it's Jesus overcoming death. And I like to boil it down even more to ultimate love winning over ultimate fear. It's more than that, though. It's Jesus returning to Eden and eating from the tree of life and breaking the cycle of life and death and reminding us of our connection with Source. Adam and Eve started the cycle and Jesus completed it. So here we are, human beings, together on this earth, going through it. And I want to focus on that togetherness aspect because it's the reason Unity has its name. Charles Fillmore was working with a workshop and quite a few different ideas when he came up with the name Unity, but when it came to him, he snapped out of meditation and said, Unity, that's it, that's the name. And everybody in the meditation group he was in kind of looked around like, okay, Charles. He said that it was the reason why he chose the name Unity is drawing its inspiration from all types of different religions, and really we boil down the best of all of those universal truths, and we leave the limiting stuff behind, and that's what makes Unity great. But why Jesus? You know, why did Unity, if we're going to borrow from all these different faith practices, why are we still keeping Jesus front and center in this? Well, pretty simple. It's because Jesus did all of the things that we're here trying to do. Like, Jesus accomplished that. He showed us how to do that in human form. And what was he trying to do? Well, what he did was he connected with each other, and he connected with the universal source. We're trying to heal ourselves, heal each other, and heal the planet. And he taught us that. He did that. He was the human manifestation of our divine nature. And that's really powerful, to have an example that you can say, I can do these things. But if we're all connected to Source and also each other, what other choice do we have but to heal and learn and grow? Otherwise, what are we doing here? We're here to heal ourselves, heal each other, heal the planet, learn and grow, be better, and evolve into a higher consciousness. But how the hell do we do that? Well, I'm glad you asked. You didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Unity. Why unity? Well, for one, because I think the world needs it. And I think the world needs us. And each and every one of us are called to shine brightly for the whole world to see. And to smile at each other and connect and see the face of God in each other's smile. And I think we know that, and I think we feel that every Sunday when we come in here. And I know for a fact Reverend Manassa has been asking us every week to go out and do that, to go out and be that for the world, because it so desperately is calling for it. And we found that here. And unity also teaches us that we are spiritual beings living a human experience. It's that human experience that's a really difficult part, though, and I've talked about that in the past as well. And we can try and minimize or discount it, but that human experience slaps us in the face from time to time to see how we respond. And that's real, and that's life. Bad things happen to good people every day. And it can be so hard. You can feel so helpless. But I'm here today to remind you that you have a choice. And you always have a choice. And that's the beauty. You see, the birth of the Christ consciousness allows us to reconnect with Source with only the possibility of a new way of thinking. And the resurrection of Jesus brought us back to full connection with Source by applying that thinking. That's the beauty of the Advent and Lenten seasons. That hope and promise of fulfillment of that hope get us through the darkness of winter and prepare us for new life and rebirth in the spring. And that's what we carry with us throughout the year. That's the whole point. You got to carry that with you. And that's the choice that we have to make, even when we're not in a season that forces us to actively focus on it. We always have a choice, and that's the beauty of our humanity. And that's the beauty of unity for me. I'm always only one choice away from immediate connection with unlimited Source. And I have many tools to help me access that divine power. You see, unity is a practical spiritual practice. Old Charles and Myrtle were extremely practical people. All the amazing things that Jesus did, we can also do. He said that, and he showed us that. We have all the tools available to us. And I think what unity has really done is they've done a great job of taking all of those tools and organizing them in a way that's extremely practical and accessible. And I'm going to give you just a quick reminder of all the tools that we have access to in our spiritual tool belt. And using any or all of these in daily practice is what brings us closer to God. So the first one is prayer. And this one used to be really hard for me. Growing up, I believe that I was praying to some physical, bearded old man God in the sky, in the cosmos, somewhere in the clouds, and waiting to answer my prayers. Well, thankfully, I'm past that, and you helped me get past that. Using prayers and affirmations, we connect with Source, and we find solutions to our prayers are already in motion. The very best outcome for us is already underway when we tap into Source and connect in that way. And if that sounds daunting or inaccessible to you, stick around a little bit. You might get there still. But seriously though, if you struggle and you need help with prayer, good news for you. That just got a whole lot easier for you. Can our lovely prayer chaplains please stand up? Look at that. There's more. We saw them last week for Easter. But look at these wonderful, strong, and compassionate women. I mean, it's so amazing. And they are here to help you get through anything you've got going on. Seriously, thank you all so much. But that's a tool that we have access to here. If prayer seems a little bit difficult for you to anchor in, that's okay. We've got people here that'll pray for you. And also, like Mabry told you earlier, there's pink cards in the front of all of your seats there for prayer requests, and those can be sent on to Silent Unity, where a whole team of folks will pray for you, whatever you got going on. So everything is available to you if you only can just find the courage to ask, and I promise it helps. After the service last week, I sought out Phyllis to get my ducks in a row for this week, and I shared with her my struggles with preparing for today's message. And she gave me a big hug and reminded me of my divine connection with God and each other, and asked if there was anything that she could do. And I told her, you already have. And that's love. That's the love that we got going on here, folks. And it's really a special thing. And it's stronger than any fear or doubt or limiting belief ever can be. So pray, and if you can't pray, find one of our prayer chaplains after the service. Today is Jonna, so go find Jonna after the service today if you need some help in prayer. And she'll pray with you. So meditation is the next one. This one was another hard one for me pre-Unity. The first time I came into this spiritual center, and I saw that we were in 2019, and I saw that we were doing meditation in the middle of the service, I was like, wow, meditation in church, cool. And so, I kind of knew right then that I had kind of found my place. But I'll admit, it was hard for me getting started. The silence is this cool buzzword that I would hear, and it described a place in my head that I made up was like nirvana, where I experienced, levitating out of my chair to the point where, my physical body ceased to exist and I pop up on another realm of existence. But I took a Unity class, and it kind of helped me get rid of that. I took a class on meditation, and all I was doing was creating an unrealistic expectation for myself and then getting disappointed when it didn't happen. So once I let all that go, I actually started to enjoy meditation, and I learned that there's no right or wrong way to meditate. It's the very intention of the meditation where you get your blessing. And we can do it anytime and anywhere. Alone in the woods is my personal favorite. But you can do it anywhere you find time, your living room, alone in your car, your bedroom, alone on your front porch. There's no right or wrong way to do it. That's the beautiful thing about meditation. You can even meditate while you're eating. This is a fun one to try, actually. So when you take a bite of food, try this one sometime, is to chew it deliberately with intention and taste the flavor, feeling the sustenance, the life energy you're consuming to feed your vessel, and thank the sun for its warmth and light that allowed the plants to grow. Thank the soil and the nutrients contained within, the water, the universal need for life on earth. Thank the farmer who planted the seed, nourished the seedling, protected it from weeds, and picked it at its peak of health and growth. Thank the bees and the bugs and the other pollinators that were able to help that food spread between the plants. And thank the truck drivers that transported the food from the packaging facility and then on to the grocery store, and the factory workers who packaged the food for distribution. And thank all the hands and lives and the essence that all came together to provide this meal for you. That's a really accessible way to do it. And really, that meditation is a great reason to shop local and support your local farmers, because you could really kind of cut down on that meditation quite a bit if you don't have all that extra transport and packaging going on. So that's another talk for another day, but yeah. I think you understand what I'm trying to say is that meditation's a powerful tool, and there is so many different ways that you can access it. It's not an it's not an inaccessible thing to you. You just have to sit and with the intention, and you'll receive your blessing. But the great thing about meditation is it forces you to be present and receptive to gratitude, which brings me to my next two tools, which are presence and gratitude. So you may have noticed, Seb, can you play those pictures? So while the rest of my talk here, you'll see some different pictures, and maybe wondering why I chose these pictures. Well, I'm displaying them to showcase my wife's amazing talent as a photographer and capturing the beauty of the natural world. Because I'm delivering the message today, I get to do that. But she is very talented, and it also is because I wanted you to see that the beauty of the natural world is all around us, and it's available to us at any time we choose to witness this. She took all of these pictures just here in Bloomington, so all the beauty and magnificence of God's creation is all around us. And I wrote the majority of this speech on one of my 3 porches that overlook our little slice of southern Indiana paradise. And my wife has cultivated a bit of a bird and wildlife sanctuary in our house, and I have the Rural King bird seed and suet receipts to prove it. But in all seriousness, I do love it. I feel so blessed to call Bloomington my home. The natural beauty and diversity of life has been accessible to me just outside my front door my whole life. And I know that isn't the reality for everybody, but it is accessible to you at any time. And being present doesn't have to take place in the natural wonder of God's creation. And in fact, we're called to do it when it's not easy, to see God in people who don't look or think like us. And once we can get there consistently, together, it will be really special. And you can choose to be present anywhere, at any time. And in fact, it's the only place where we can make any real impact in the world. No matter where you are, the only real point in time is now. And the past is not a place we can visit, and neither is the future. All we have is right here and right now. And once you realize that, you can start to feel gratitude for the gifts and beauty of life that is all around you. Your eyes to see, your ears to hear, your arms to hug. That God energy, we're all chasing it. And it expresses in each and every one of us in the present moment. That's our gift, that's our light, and that's what we're being called to shine bright in this and every moment. That leads us to gratitude. When you start to find appreciation for even the simplest of things, even if it's only this current breath, your mind really begins to shift. Gratitude makes the shift into Christ consciousness more accessible. And I promise you, you have something to be grateful for. I know that I say that from a place of great privilege because I'm blessed beyond measure. I mean, you guys see my beautiful family up here, and I just, my blessings are numerous. But until you realize that you're so blessed too, and all of the great things that you have, you're doomed to repeat that cycle of hurt and fear. It's easy to get stuck in that. When Oakley passed away, I found myself in a spiral just like that. And the best advice I got came from my therapist, actually. Shout out to our therapists. Shout out to Philip. And he told me when somebody asked me how I was doing to say, I'm not okay, but I'm gonna be. And that's true. That's real. That's all. That simple statement helped me more than any amount of shared pain or condolences ever could. That's affirmation. And here at Unity, I'd like to believe that we do a little bit better job with some of our affirmations. But that statement kind of sums up the spiritual beings living a human experience statement I talked about earlier. Is the human part is, no, I'm not okay. But the spiritual aspect is, I'm going to be. Why? Well, we talked about that, and you can choose to connect with Source at any time, so of course we'll be okay. It's woven into the very fabric of our being. So speak loudly from a place of confidence, knowing that all is well. My dad's dying words were, it's all good. Even as his body failed him and he prepared to leave the human experience for the spiritual realm, he knew that universal truth, that it's all good. And we are all good and created in God's image. So claim that, speak it into existence, and manifest the best possible outcome for ourselves and others and the planet as a whole. Affirm your truth and shift your consciousness. Which brings us to our last tool, which is denials. Remember how I started this talk, sharing my hurt and limiting beliefs? I told myself a story that I didn't deserve to speak to you all today. And who am I to speak about spirituality to this wonderful congregation? Or how I thought I just sucked at meditation and I'd never be good. Well, that was all bullshit. None of that was true. That was a limiting story that I was telling myself to stay stuck. Well, forget all that. Manasa told us last week to quit looking for the living among the dead. To affirm our greatness, we must first release the limiting beliefs keeping us from our full potential. So that's my story, my testimonial for Unity. Ask yourself this: if not me, then who? And if not now, then when? Be present, be grateful, pray, meditate, affirm, and deny. You have the power. This place is amazing. It's a love-filled place, and it gives you a feeling of connection, love, understanding, belonging, joy. I'm here to remind you today that the feelings that we have on Christmas and Easter and the spiritual practices we use to get there are always accessible to us. The answers exist inside of you already. I know that the world is hard. It's a crazy timeline we're living in. Our president is a failed businessman, TV host, sex offender, felon with an agenda that only serves himself. And also, the Indiana Hoosiers are national champions in football. I don't know. I didn't have either one of those on my lifetime achievement bingo cards. But I'm also a millennial, and I've been through more once-in-a-lifetime events than I can count. So I know. It's crazy out there. I don't know what we did to disrupt the timeline, but I do have some theories, and I think that maybe it had something to do with when David Bowie died or when Harambe the gorilla was killed. So see me after the service if you want to talk about those. Whatever it was, I'm still here, and so are you. So if you're here today and you're watching this online, you are called. You are called to share that big Christmas energy, that big Easter energy, that big unity energy. You are called to take that out of here and share it with the world. You're called to be the best version of you. You are called to be a light in this world, and you are called to shine bright, unapologetically. Be you. Share your unique gifts and talents with the world. You are a divine creation made in God's image, and so am I, and so are they. And whoever they are, they need us, and we need us. Now more than ever, today and every day, we have all the tools to get there. It's a simple choice with such incomprehensible impact. Shift the way you think and shift the way you experience the world. Every day, wake up and make that choice again and again. Let our light shine bright and let that energy ripple out and go and impact the world. We are all connected, and we will get through this together. One simple choice at a time. And if you're not okay, that's okay. Because you will be. And we will be. We got each other. And it's all good. Thank you.
I live, I breathe, and have my being in God. I live, I breathe, and have my being in God. I live, I breathe, and have my being in God. And so it is, so it is. Amen. Amen. I live, I breathe, and have my being in God. I live, I breathe, and have my being in God. I live, I breathe, and have my being in God. And so it is, so it is. Amen. Amen.
I invite you now to arrive in this now moment. Settle in and relax. Let your mind and body rest. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable to you. Let the chair support your weight. Plant your feet firmly on the ground. Feel that wonderful, that big unity energy fill you up. That energy that sustains us throughout the week, throughout each day. That love, the Christ we see in one another. Feel that. set that to home. That's your home. That's our home. We are all in this together. And we make a difference. You are a divine creation, created in God's image. You have unique gifts and talents. Utilize your unique gifts and talents to share them with the world, make the world a better place, and see that God in everyone you meet. And in that gratitude, you will see that face of God. And so it is.
Thank you, Dad. That was amazing, amazing meditation, amazing message. Let's give him another round of applause. Okay, can we have our greeters come up, please? Thank you. There are several ways to contribute to Unity of Bloomington. All this information is now on the screen. As the offering bags are passed, you may want to bless the bags and their contents. Just a reminder, this is the time to drop in the blue visitor and prayer request forms.
I am abundant, I am prosperous, and I am one with the unlimited source that exceeds my every need, desire, and dream. I give to Unity of Bloomington with joy. Our giving is prosperity in action.
I invite the congregation to join us in their speaking. Divine love and abundance for me. Blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I and all that I am grateful. We want to thank all of you who participated in our service today, both here in the chapel and online, either live or in the future. You matter to us. We also would like to thank those who helped prepare and coordinate today's service. We are grateful for and to everyone in our Unity of Bloomington community. Say our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Circle up for the peace.
And as we do that, remember that we revised the words. There is peace on earth in ourselves. So let's sing those words.